but I'm gonna make y'all take them to these sanctuary cities. I mean, hey man, the betrayal is real. The fact that he just can't sit there for the American people and just be like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Biden administration was not trying to help immigration. I'm here to save my own ass. Instead, you're over here cooking yourself with them. Well, shoot. Let's get to the next video, man, because Alex Jones had quite the interesting breakdown on this, man. So make sure y'all like the video. Go ahead and double tap that screen at the 3 dots up there in the corner. Let's go.
Also unable to account for more than 32,000 unaccompanied kids who failed to appear in court from 2019 to 2023, according to the report we read. The incoming border czar, Tom Homan, says these children are being exploited and trafficked. Is that true?
Well, we certainly, Margaret, we certainly have received reports of children being trafficked, even those as to whom we know where they are. That is outside the responsibility of the Department of Homeland Security. Mm-hmm. What we do is we turn children over within 72 hours, as the law requires, to the Department of Health and Human Services, and then HHS places those children. Of course, we investigate cases of trafficking.
So to have Mayorkas come out and openly say that it's outside their responsibility is crazy. And all I got to type in,
bro,
is,
okay.
oh, Biden.
I'm the only person who caught that. I'm like, it's outside of our responsibility. I'm like, hold on. You're telling me these like young kids, 12 to like 17 are coming in, and some random person that you perceive to be their parent is picking them up, or their sponsor. And guess what? You don't even got to be a U.S. citizen to sponsor somebody to be in the USA. Ain't that crazy? So yeah, we for damn sure got a broken immigration policy. Biden, the TPS program that was signed in through the Accommodation Act in what was it? I believe 2021.
From deep state puppets,
like, we're here for a reason, guys. We're here for a reason. We're not here for no reason. I'll tell you that.
Attempts, supply chain shortages.
What if you could turn back the clock on
age-related
issues from the inside out? In a world full of
ended DNA testing of children. Only takes a day to get it. It's cheap.
Yep, Biden ended oh man, I can't even get that word, but I'm pretty sure it's family DNA testing at the border. Key deterrent to fraud and children trafficking. Yeah, we've been said that here at Set and Key Media. We've been said that they're not DNA testing these kids. They're not mouth swabbing them or anything. To be honest, they're doing this with some adults, like 18, like younger adults, not mouth swabbing them. They're letting them into this country. We have no DNA testing on them. So they commit their first crime, they can get away. They commit their second crime, then we have some type of matchup for them. But here's the sad part. They can commit one crime and get away scot-free with DNA evidence. And then these kids, I mean, not having no DNA evidence for them, and, you know, they're getting trafficked around or committing fraudulent activities. Well, what can we do? What can we do? Even if we find a damn kid, we have no DNA reference for it.
Biden to end familial DNA testing at border, key deterrent to fraud and child trafficking. Now, that broke last year, but it turned out in congressional testimony 3 months ago, he did it as one of his first acts secretly. Mm-hmm. CBS News expert says ending DNA testing at the border will result in more suffering and exploitation. Really, you think so? That's called, they had the funds and said, don't use it for that.
And if you are watching the interview, that man said that I went in. He didn't say to the Biden administration. He kind of left that word out, but who else would he be going to hacks? He went into the Biden administration. They told him, we will not support you. We ain't going to help you with no more personnel, no more money. You better work with what you got. He's telling them, but the situation is way more expensive than what you got, than what we have. It's like, we don't got enough personnel or money. And Biden was like, F it.
And the Democrats openly have their NGOs get the kids, sign up for welfare, and the older ones they've caught in slave labor. Even the New York Times reported on that last year. So Mayorkas is in a lot of trouble. But for him to sit up there and think the public is so stupid.
And shout out last team for the legendary Alex Jones quote, they're turning the frogs gay. is like, yes, and yes, they were turning the frogs gay. It was due to atrazine in the water in a certain lake that they were experimenting on frogs with, and they was able to make frog with testes somehow get ovaries. Like, so yes, they were turning. And guess what? These frogs who were originally male that turned female started having sex with male frogs, and they were originally male frogs. I mean, they turned them gay successfully.
And to say that statutorily, the Department of Homeland Security has no jurisdiction over human trafficking.
And if you don't want to believe Alex Jones about the frog things, I think it was what was that scientist's name? Because he actually studied frogs and other things, but he had a whole TED talk on how to turn the frogs gay. So don't listen to Alex Jones. Go listen to that TED talk about the gay frogs or atrazine in frogs. There you go. Go ahead and Google atrazine in frogs, and you'll find out that my man Alex Jones, he was telling the truth, just like how he predicted 9/11.
Why do you think the Department of Transportation and they've got DHS there and Customs and Border Patrol that's under DHS, when you fly in from Mexico, when you go to Cancun for a couple days, and it's you and your wife and your kids, and they look at the passports, and sometimes it's even happened to me, they go, is this your daddy? And I don't mind that because it's a border. They have jurisdiction there. And she goes, yeah, it's my daddy. All right, sweetie, have fun. That's not cops pulling me over randomly and asking me a question without probable cause or due process. I get pissed at that. That's never happened. But I'm crossing an international border into my country. I want them to check the passport. I want them to ask my kids, is this your dad? Is this your mom? They better.
I mean, that's
Well, Harlem and New York in general is not too happy right now with the illegal alien invasion. At least 500,000 of them, a lot of them.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on, but in New York, bro, what the hell's going on with y'all? Y'all setting people on fire? I believe that another person was set on fire today or maybe yesterday. The woman was set on fire and the video was going all over. Like, what's going on out there in New York? Because I ain't going. I'm not going there. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. I got family out there, and guess what, fam? Hey, I'll see you on the back end, okay, man? Just come over here because y'all setting people up on fire. Y'all setting people on fire on the train where everybody takes it. If you live in Brooklyn, everybody takes that damn train. So the fact that it's such a dangerous environment is crazy, and it shows the lack of care for the people. And I refuse to go there because apparently Brooklyn, New York do not care about their people.
Hardcore criminals dumped out of Guatemala, Venezuela, you name it, told to come to America. Flown in by the Democrats, and then they're allowed to basically do whatever the hell they want. Now, the good news is Tom Homan's the new head of the border operations, Trump's border zone.
We got 100 plus in here, man. Make sure y'all double tap the screen and like the video or the 3 dots up there in the corner. We appreciate the support, guys. Let's keep it going.
And he has said, and Trump has said, we're not just going to find the missing kids and others, not just prosecute the low-level human traffickers. We're going to prosecute the NGOs and government officials. And I have advised Homan and Trump, and I know General Flynn has as well, and they didn't need me to tell them this, but I have, that the Democrats are planning for ICE to make a mistake, which is easy to do when you know what millions of people you're getting. And they're going to try to create civil unrest. They're going to try to have uprisings. The Democrat governors and mayors have said that. So I said, go after the smugglers, the drug dealers, the human traffickers first. That's the leadership of at the grassroots bad guy level. Then go after the NGOs and the for-profits, the government agency, people that made the decisions, Mayorkas, Kamala Harris and others. And then that's the right thing to do. Then find the children, liberate them, prosecute those people. And that'll take you a good 6 months to get the real hardcore criminal perpetrators, and everybody will get.
And then here's the thing, though, like nobody ever called out Biden on that. Like, yo, why did you end DNA testing for kids at the border? Like, first off, doesn't that kind of make y'all complicit in like child sex trafficking? Like, what else? Who else would that have helped? Who else would that have helped but them?
On board to then deport all the military-age men. But I said, when you find women that, were 15 years old 3 years ago, they're now 17, 18, brought in and kids and the rest of it. Biden said immediately surge the border when I went. And NGOs funded by the State Department brought them up here. So they're victims. So they need to be given money and help to go back, or they need to be looked at for asylum because they were abused by the U.S. government. And so they need to have cases, a lot of them, where they can stay here. That's the moral thing to do. And funny how the moral thing to do works. It takes anything the bad guys can twist away. Now, Homan's been on TV recently saying exactly that. Very smart and the right thing to do. And he's been attacked by some of the, ultra right-wing people. And I say that using a media term. They're not ultra right-wing. They're like, this isn't purist. We want to see military rolling up and down the streets. We want to see the mass, roundups. Well, damn. Yeah, you're going to see the feds and local police, where they work with the feds constitutionally, get the gangbangers, get the drug dealers, get the human traffickers. And that's a big job. There's millions. A lot of the estimates I've seen are about 2 million.
Week. Don't tell me America's going to pull in El Salvador, gather up all the gangbangers, lock them up, them and their families. But then, unlike El Salvador, we're not going to dump them all into America.
Hardcore criminal.
Or dump them into another country.
And they're all criminal that came here knowingly, but they came here at the invite of the Democratic Party. So if somebody is a young woman that came across or was smuggled across, or a 3-year-old child or a 6-month-old baby, well, they're victims.
Mm-hmm.
And so the control corporate media is losing right now big time. They're sitting back hoping this is done ham-fistedly, and that's the Achilles heel. So Homan has said, basically word for word what I've said, not that he needed me to tell him, but I was making sure. And so that's good. And good, already the police know that there's a new sheriff in town, so they just busted the bunch of this Venezuelan crime network in Denver that were kidnapping people, home invasions, all the rest of it. But now let's talk about sexy.
I mean, I'm ready for this man to make the cartel a terrorist organization, so we can use military force in their ass and stop them from trafficking fentanyl into our cities. I mean, I'm waiting for that. That's my favorite Tom Homan policy that he's saying, or one of his promises, is that let's go ahead and make the cartel a terrorist organization because they have political influence in their government, controlling their government, so we can no longer trust their government to take care of them. I'm sorry, Mexico, but we're gonna have to big dog y'all for to take care of the cartel.
19.
Y'all can always do it yourselves if y'all want. Y'all always welcome to do it yourselves, but if y'all don't, and they continue to be a problem here in America, then Tom Homan, shout out, my man, say we gonna deal with it.
Invasion, you name it. Of course, vindicating everything Trump said. But we personally have countless interviews we've shot in airports around the country and at the Texas, California, New Mexico, Arizona border. We've had the whistleblowers that testified to Congress here that saw none of the human trafficking going on that worked for the feds as contractors and as Border Patrol and others during Trump. He just shut it down 98%. And then under Biden, accelerated. It was really bad under Biden. Trump basically shut it down. You've seen the graphs. The graph Trump was shown when he got shot in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th. And then it quadrupled under Biden. And so Mayorkas is on record with the NGOs that were ordering the State Guard, the National Guard, because the State Guards would get assigned to the National Guard, and the Border Patrol of what to do. And the first thing Biden did when he got in 4 years ago, we didn't learn this till about a year ago, was kill, even though it was already congressionally funded, all the DNA testing of questionable children with people that obviously aren't their families. That in all the studies, and I put articles on that on screen in a moment, caused massive children to be able to.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make no damn sense. You're like, okay, let's DNA test y'all to make sure that this is actually your kid. And if it's not your kid, my dog, you're going to have to tell us a mean-ass story, or we're separating you and the kid, and we might be investigating you even further for human trafficking. That's how it got to be. That's what the whole DNA children was for, to make sure that, you're actually with your parent. You're not just with some random guy either trying to smuggle you or human traffic you. But when Biden takes that away, he opened all that up.
To be smuggled. And you've got all these MS-13 type people caught working for the government and the NGOs smuggling the babies. We've shot the footage ourselves. We were just showing where she comes, the same lady, that's just down in McAllen, Texas, every hour to the airport. And she's,
hey, yo, so they got this gang tattoo all on them. Huh. That's a little scary. I mean, y'all seeing what I'm seeing. Make sure y'all like the video, man. If you're feeling the content, go ahead and double tap that screen or hit the 3 dots up there in the corner. Appreciate the support. Let's get more people on the conversation. Any question, comments, or jokes, send in a $1 and up super chat. I'll go ahead and read it out loud. Appreciate the support, guys. Let's go.
He signs paperwork saying it's my baby, and then just hands a kid over. No one knows who they are. And then we've had the whistleblowers on that were on the planes with babies as young as 3 months and a plane full of other ages of kids. And they'd have no paperwork, and in some cases, no formula, no diapers. And they would go to city to city to city, sometimes for up to 10 hours, literally with shit all over the plane. Ew. Because the government didn't even care to provide diapers to babies they were smuggling.
Oh, wow.
And so Mayorkas has now come out in a national interview.
Yo. Oh, my God. They had babies dumping on planes? Babies defecating on planes because the government don't even want to give them. Look, bro, we're just trying to get you in here. We ain't trying to take care of y'all for real. Look, when you touch down in America, they'll take care of you enough. Until then, man, do all that crazy stuff on the plane. Oh, my God. Oh, man, people probably got sick on there.
And said, oh, well, yeah, we knew they're smuggling. We even know where a lot of the kids are, but it's not our job. Really, DHS, that has the law enforcement power over the border, is not statutorily involved to stop drug dealing, human trafficking. I mean, that's on its face is a lie. Congress created those agencies under law to do exactly that. So the truth is what high-level federal judges in the last few years have told me.
Bro, it's literally like going to your accountant and being like, bro, why didn't you file my taxes? Like, why don't you do my taxes for me? Like, why don't you work that out for me? Bro, I'm your accountant. It's not my job to look after your finances. I'm like, bro, what? And that's exactly what that man Mayorkas pulled off. He's like, yeah, director of Homeland Security. It's not my job to protect you guys on your homeland from immigrants. Like, what?
Told me in meetings, and they pointed me to public documents where, and you've seen this in the news recently, cases of 3, 4, 5 times convicted of human trafficking and pedophilia. And they release them again and again and again.
You're not a child. You're a man.
So stop wearing so many layers
to go outside and get the bears.
Make sure y'all like the video, man. Make sure y'all like the video.
This is us 4 years ago, back when it wasn't in the mainstream media yet, in South Texas, showing kids from a few months old up to 16 being loaded on the planes night and day and taking off to be dropped off at airfields and Walmart parking lots and just random addresses. And then the DHS has leaked many of the names. Muckraker report goes out to the houses. And they go, where's the little kid? We don't know. We gave it away to somebody. So Mayorkas goes on TV and says, we don't know, exactly where they all are, but we know where some are, but it doesn't matter. It's not our job. Really, to tell them surge up here, to have the NGOs pay to get them up here, to let known traffickers use kids to get across the border over and over again. Remember what Obama did? In his second administration, he said, we have a policy where anybody under 18 that gets here will be instantly given asylum. People started then using children to get across over and over again. Sometimes they would just throw them in a field or sell them to sex traffickers. So to have Mayorkas come out and openly say that it's outside their responsibility is crazy. And all I got to type in is, Biden ended DNA testing of children. Only takes a day to get it. It's cheap. Biden to end familial DNA.
So even when he did it, like, y'all can't even have the argument of, oh, he was saving us a hell of money. No, he wasn't. Like, oh, y'all Republicans like to talk about cutting costs. Cutting costs for things like this that pretty much let children be, trafficked or potentially smuggled. Yeah, y'all tripping. So yeah, I kind of want to see how the Dems are going to defend this going down the line, because it was Biden who decided to end DNA testing for children. It was Biden who decided to take down the wall and sell it. So when they say that, oh yeah, we were trying to help immigration, that's a straight lie, because even the numbers prove that that's a lie.
DNA testing at border, key deterrent to fraud and child trafficking. Now that broke last year, but it turned out in congressional testimony 3 months ago, he did it as one of his first acts secretly. CBS News expert says ending DNA testing at the border will result in more suffering and exploitation. Really, you think so? That's called, they had the funds and said, don't use it for that.
It was them.
And the Democrats openly have their NGOs get the kids, sign up for welfare, and the older ones they've caught in slave labor.
What?
Even the New York Times reported on that last year. So,
boy, so either two paths is either you get, supplicated by our taxpayer money, or, indentured servitude.
Mayorkas is in a lot of trouble. But for him to sit up there and think the public is so stupid, and to say that statutorily the Department of Homeland Security has no jurisdiction over human trafficking, why do you think the Department of Transportation and they've got DHS there and Customs and Border Patrol that's under DHS, when you fly in from Mexico, when you go to Cancun for a couple days, and it's you and your wife and your kids, and they look at the passports, and sometimes it's even happened to me, they go, is this your daddy? And I don't mind that because it's a border. They have jurisdiction there.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, it's my daddy. All right, sweetie, have fun. That's not cops pulling me over randomly and asking me a question without probable cause or due process. I get pissed at that. That's never happened. But I'm crossing an international border into my country. I want them to check the passport. I want them to ask my kids, is this your dad? Is this your mom? They better. Should. I mean, quite frankly, I'm surprised it's only happened once or twice. So, honey, where are you going? What's your name? Is this your daddy? Is this your mommy? Daughter's holding onto your leg. Yeah. Okay, have a nice, welcome back. So there is more screening of a U.S. citizen with their children, or just a U.S. citizen by themselves, than there is of people just wandering up with children. In many cases, guys, type into a search engine, go to X, they block it everywhere else. Drugged children coming across border. And you'll see like 6, 7 kids, 4 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, and they're just like, ugh. And people walk up. It's obviously smugglers. It's not their kids. And I've interviewed a lot of the whistleblowers. They've told Congresses, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds, they go to get them at the facility to fly them to Lord knows where.
Damn.
And the kids are crying, speaking Spanish or speaking native dialects from Guatemala and other areas. And they'll have to get a special translator. And they're saying, I am from the village of this place. I have been gone over several months. I want to be taken back to my mommy.
Oh.
And Mayorkas has told people in Congress, we played the clips, and so have his adjuncts, that when the children beg to be sent back and say, this is not my daddy, or aren't even accompanied,
the hell?
They are told no. So children are saying, I got kidnapped in Mexico. I got kidnapped in Venezuela. I got kidnapped in Guatemala. Please send me home. This is where I'm from.
What the hell?
In some of the congressional testimony, the kids are 10 years old.
Hold on, G. Yeah, I'll be looking at bro hella sus like, hold on. You're the father. Where's the mother? In Guatemala. I'm like, okay. Why isn't the mother here too? And I'm gonna be real with you, dog. Why doesn't that kid look too much like you? Yeah, G. You give me that kid, DNA testing. Come on. Go ahead and give it here. Oh, yeah, and we're arresting you. Turn around.
And Mayorkas has told people in Congress, we played the clips, and so have his adjuncts, that when the children beg to be sent back and say, this is not my daddy, or aren't even accompanied.
Like, dude, you are not the father.
They are told no. So children are saying, I got kidnapped in Mexico. I got kidnapped in Venezuela. I got kidnapped in Guatemala. Please send me home. This is where I'm from. In some of the congressional testimony, the kids are 10 years old and know their mama's cell phone.
Damn.
And the Border Patrol will say, let's call it. They're told, no.
What?
We don't send them back. You can look that up. And then Mayorkas has got the nerve
to
say it's not his jurisdiction. I'm going to explain something in law. It is their jurisdiction. But separately, again,
Lord.
if I know my neighbor
Lord.
is cooking methamphetamine in their shack over my fence, and the neighbor tries to enlist you in it and tells you he's doing it, and you know he's doing it, and you don't call the police, you're aiding and abetting the production of a serious narcotic. 5-10 years in prison. So private citizens have a responsibility when they know serious crimes are being committed to report them. Instead, the left wants you to be like Germany, where you report that your neighbor said a cuss word or said a slang or criticized a politician or prayed quietly out in front of church, like England, all the hundreds of arrests we know of there. It's thousands actually for that, but hundreds of videos. So tattle on your neighbor for their speech. Get somebody fired because they're not politically correct. That's okay. But don't fire somebody because they take an experimental poison shot in violation of the Nuremberg Code. But the head of the Department of Homeland Security says they don't have any responsibility while they're actually aiding it. Mayorkas is an arrogant SOB who thought they were going to be able to steal the election and thought he could get away with anything he wanted. And you look at his body language, he ain't so arrogant now. He looks like a deflated balloon. He looks like an old blown up tire on the side of the highway. And I'll tell you, I've not been very critical of Trump, and I'm very happy so far what I've seen. But if there aren't criminal investigations and if there aren't indictments of the smugglers, which is already happening, and the NGOs, and then the big dogs, I'm going to get very upset because I will be then aiding and abetting if I got Trump in and then he's aiding and abetting. But Trump's not going to do that. It's the right thing to do. Plus, it will put the globalists on the run. It will put them on their heels, not on their toes. We have to go on offense, and it's going to happen. Watch. So Alejandro Mayorkas needs to be in a super max prison.
I mean, for real. I mean, for even saying that, oh, that's not our responsibility. What are you talking about? Bro, Homeland Security, bro. You got to protect the homeland, and you're kind of just saying that, yeah, well, letting these immigrants go in and not, DNA testing these children for safety reasons, that's not us. I'm like, bro, that has everything to do with y'all. Everything.
But his statement here is trying to confuse people because he knows this is coming out. Oh, we know where the kids are. A lot of them, actually, we just not our jurisdiction. And then, of course, we can have legal experts in congressional hearings explaining how it is and then say, well, why didn't you call the FBI? Oh, well, like the federal judges explained to me, the attorney general under laws past decades.
New York Post. Kids as young as 8 are drugged and trafficked into the U.S. by smugglers posing as their parents. Border Patrol warns. Yeah, this is what's going on. But this is what they told you. This is what they try to hide from y'all Kamala Harris voters. This is what remember, y'all told us this wasn't happening. Y'all conspiracy theorists, fear mongers, but it's the truth.
Ago has to green light federal judges and magistrates to go ahead with prosecutions, even if they have a grand jury indictment of illegal.
Make sure y'all like the video. Go ahead and double tap that screen from here. Hit the 3 dots up there in the corner. We appreciate the support, guys. Let's keep it going.
Aliens when they commit serious crimes, and they will not green light almost any of them as you see them keep releasing them. Rapists, murderers, armed robbers, arsonists, over and over and over. Human traffickers, pedophiles. I mean, I saw a bunch the last few days in New York alone. Rapists,
Boy. Okay, yeah, that boy was going off on that. But
5-time convicted child molester, kidnapper, released again, rapes a woman. It's the same thing in Europe. It's the same NGOs. It's the same policies. They got the DAs in the towns won't do anything in the cities. They got the feds won't do anything. You got the attorney general blocking it all. I mean, these are the most villainous scum on earth because they're involved in the pedophile networks. Just like came out in Congress 20 years ago with DynCorp and the UN. And they thought they had a free reign. If Trump goes after them, It's open and shut. We have their ass. Release the full Epstein list. Trump's doing it. Prosecute these people. Do it.
Actually, Laura Trump, I think Donald Trump said, I think is this his daughter-in-law? Yeah, his daughter-in-law, because married to his son. She's married to his son. So yeah, Laura Trump is actually the one that's going to be calling for that. And I mean, for all y'all that said, oh, Trump was so in line with Epstein, why does Trump want to release the Epstein list? And why does also his daughter-in-law want to release it? I mean, don't you think she'd have been let in on a family secret if that was the case?
Do it. Do it. Do it. Attack, 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 attack. They tried to kill you twice. We know of, Trump. They're trying to start World War III. Our basic survival is at stake here. This is existential. And he's doing it. A lot of people said, well, don't let him know you're going to do it till you get in. No, it's making him capitulate. It's making him run. Oh, my God, I've got huge news. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God, I just remember. Oh, my God. See, I just get such intel. This is from God. I got a call Wednesday while I was hiking up a mountain, and I hadn't been on my phone while I was in the backpack, but I get bzz, bzz, bzz. And so I called the person back. They said, call me. And they said, it's confirmed that a bunch of the Hollywood people are actually leaving the country because of the investigations of P. Diddy, Epstein, the pedophile rings. Damn. And LeBron James just left last week and sold his condo in Florida to move to Europe, and it's connected to P. Diddy.
Huh? Hold on now. Hold on. That is quite the accusation, my friend. LeBron James. Okay, but let's see. I need to hear that one more time, guys.
Oh my God! I just remember. Oh my God! The backpack, but I get bzz, bzz, bzz. This is from God. I got a call Wednesday while I was hiking up a mountain, and I hadn't been on my phone while I was in the backpack, but I get bzz, bzz, bzz. And so I called the person back. They said, call me. And they said, it's confirmed that a bunch of the Hollywood people are actually leaving the country because of the investigations of P. Diddy, Epstein, the pedophile rings. And LeBron James just left last week and sold his condo in Florida to move to Europe, and it's connected to P. Diddy. Today, I'd forgotten about that. That's how much intel I get. This is a very good source.
All right, now I did find something on him selling his house, but this came from, let's see, it's a article from November 28th, so about exactly a month. Well, exactly, a month ago. Exactly a month ago, this came out. Mansion that was once home to basketball star LeBron James, and that still retains the custom branded wallpaper he installed, has just sold for $18.5 million. Yeah. Yes, I guess. Hey, man, let's see. Oh, yes, LeBron James. Oh, wow. This is a little bit more. This is about last year. LeBron James lists lavish Beverly Hills mansion for $39 million. So to be fair, bro been selling off property for a while now.
Today, I get another call by someone very close to me, very well known. They said, we don't care. Go ahead and say it. He said, hey, LeBron James just sold his Florida condo 2 weeks ago and has left the country. And they got specifically, you can imagine how, that it's over P. Diddy. So, wow, I just broke that. Sorry. But God wanted me to get that on air because I get so much stuff. And, you know, you're 4 miles up the side of a mountain. And I got to remember all the other stuff I got while I was off. I get so busy, I don't return a lot of these calls and stuff when I'm on a regular news cycle. I'm up here 12 hours a day and then working after that. Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff I learned, too, about Trump and everything else. Wow, is that not hardcore?
But all right, though. Let's move on to the next story before my man Alex Jones goes a little